Good morning, everybody. Today is Saturday, February 20th. I was like, well, I'm getting that off. It's February 20th. And I'm here again for another segment of Self Care Saturday. My name is Maria Tober. I am the creator of the Rose Colored Movement. And the Rose Colored Movement is all about seeing life in a promising light despite. And from that, I created the Self Care Saturday platform in order to help bring my viewers to the part in their life where they need to take care of themselves, wherever that may be. So I bring all different type of guests talking about all different kind of topics to help you wherever you may be, because we understand self-care is not always about massages and all the fun and fancy stuff. If your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional health is not good, we got to start there. So anyway, I am very excited that you chose to be with me today. You could have been anywhere else this Saturday, but you chose to spend it with me and my wonderful guest. And for that, I am very grateful. As always, I go live simulcast on both Facebook and YouTube. You can subscribe and like the channels and pages in order for you to get the notifications so you will know when to tune in and not miss any of this great content. If you want to find any of my Self-Care Saturdays from 2020, you will have to go to my Instagram page, all under the same name, The Rose Colored Movement. It's a lot of great stuff to find there. Go check it out. Today, though, my guest is Jackie Johnson. She's a holistic brand strategist, and she also is the founder of Wildling. I have to look at my notes. Wildling Botanicals, Wildling Herbs, and Wildling Dreams Consulting. And the reason why she's on here today, and I thought it was so great to connect with her, is because she's actually a self-care subject matter expert, if I can say that. Is that a thing? I'm gonna make it a thing. Anyway, she's a self-care subject matter expert from the inside and out. Her journey is so inspirational. I had such a great time chatting with her when we connected to talk about her visiting my platform, and I was like, I can't wait to be able to share all that great energy with my viewers, and also let you get some 411 on the great products that she has that are natural, that she grows for the ingredients for herself. Like, it's 100% real deal. Okay. So anyway, I won't put you in suspense any longer. I will bring Jackie on so we can get this conversation started. Hey, Jackie, good
Hello.
morning.
I'm doing my self-care look, y'all. So I'm looking rough. So hopefully you guys are looking rough with me because it's Saturday.
Listen, self-care is wherever. Look, I didn't want to look rough, so I had to put something on so I could feel like good about this Saturday.
Hey, you dressed up for me. I'm like me. I'm like,
Well, I got on a
it's
t-shirt.
Saturday. It's Sabbath. So I'm all like, ooh.
Look, rest. Look, all it is was put some lipstick. I mean, it really looks like it's more than it actually was. But I'm just glad that you were able to come here this morning, because I feel like you, like I said, that energy that we exchanged when we chatted a couple months ago was, I was like,
I
this,
think
I
my
have to.
audio just went out.
Oh,
1 second. Can you wait 1
okay.
second? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Whew. I was like, don't you even. Look, no technical issues today. This is going to be a great conversation. So I was just saying that I was just reminding them that when we chatted a couple months ago to talk about you coming to my platform, I said this energy is through the roof. Like, I feel like everybody has to hear this story, because I feel like you represent just a regular woman, and how your story progressed from you being a regular. I lost your visual, by the way. Can you hear me? Oh, hey. So I guess we're gonna have a little bit of technical difficulties this morning, but that's okay. We're gonna get through it. Anyway, I was saying your story it represents that of many women having life smack them in the face and have to figure out how to get their footing again. And I just think you're such an inspiration. So let's start from the beginning, and in telling everybody what your life story and the journey to how you got where you are today.
So, I'm Jackie Johnson. So I've had a journey, just throughout everything of mental, physical, what health. But my journey first started with like holistic wellness, with me having a health event. 70% of my hair fell out. I had a head to toe rash, and I was working in the corporate world. So I didn't always look like this. I was like, the relaxer. I had the relaxer, I had the sharp cut, I had the edge up, I had the hazel contacts, the high heels. I had it all, and at least in my mind. But what I didn't realize was the products I was putting on my body and the food I was putting in my body was actually messing up my health. My work environment was very toxic. I was in a very toxic, high stress environment. So my body basically shut down. It was like, no more. And it manifested in a rash that messed up my self confidence. It messed up, like, I was just a newlywed then. So it really put me on a course to figure out what was going on. So I started with the superficial, oh my gosh, my hair, my crown and glory fell out, and my skin. But the whole experience brought me deeper into what I am now, which is living a holistic life, connecting everything self-care from the inside and out. So that's just a little about me.
Yeah, so I wanted to dig a little deeper in that story. When you were telling me about your job, like how we connect to you, is because a lot of times you're you're groomed to have this career and be this woman who has it all and does it all and looks like never misses a beat or skips a beat. And that's just not reality. So tell us a little bit about your career. Like what did your career life look like at that time when you had that life event?
So I worked at a pharmacy. I usually don't name them, trying to be
Okay.
discreet.
Don't
I
don't
worked
don't
at a
name.
pharmacy. I was high up in management. So at that time, when I was getting the health events, I mean, I was working 12 to 15-hour days, depending on what day it was. I mean, from loads and trucks to employee training. I worked at 17 stores in 3 months, training, covering vacations, and investigating loss prevention. So I had little to no sleep. Even when I was at home off, people were calling me, hey, there's an issue. Hey, can you cover? Did you get this email? So I was always on that go. I was like, go, go, go. Hey, I got to rise up. I got to do this. Because you have to remember, I'm 30, going on 34 now, next month. So I started my management journey at 19 years old. So
Wow.
before I was even 21, I was in a very high stress, make it happen, make it
Mhm.
happen, make it happen, supply the need, make it happen. That is what I worked in all the time. And then, a 12-hour day was an easy shift for me. I also was in college too. So I was in college. So I never really got rest, real rest, mental, physical, even socially hanging out. I was always at work. If my friends wanted to see me, they would see me at work.
Oh,
If I was talking to my husband, I was at work. I was texting from work. I have people bring me lunch to work. See all of the common denominators there.
yeah.
I mean, I spent more time with my coworkers and management staff than I did with my own family.
Yeah, and that's what I think, a lot of us do. We have our priorities shifted in the wrong order and, forget that ourselves, first of all, needs to be taken care of, and then those other things can be poured into because we have filled ourself up emotionally, physically, mentally. It's something that we constantly have to work on. But this is the thing that the reason why your story is so important to me is because similar to mine, I feel like life had to smack me in the face in order for me to start figuring out like this formula that I got, even though it yields a result, it's not the right result. And the goal is to not have my viewers do that. So let's talk about that. So you're working, for all intents and purposes, you are successful. You are making it. This girl is got it together. Um, uh, but then what you said, all the things in the background that everybody didn't see was actually contributing to what ended up happening. What was it? Did you get a diagnosis or what when you started losing your hair and got the rest? Explain what that transition looked like.
So, I mean, there's lots of things I'm thinking when you say that. So we all think when we have what the world views as
Yeah.
success, we think that we're doing something. And what
Mm,
the point is we're doing a lot of stuff. We're
yeah.
not doing our passion. We're not doing what we're driven to do. We're just doing a lot of stuff. Notice I just said stuff. When
Mm-hmm.
you are doing something that drives you in passion, it's different. So I used to do a lot of stuff. I was always doing, striving, striving, striving. And the same way, if you have a car and you just put gas in it and you go all the way to E, or you're getting closer to that oil change, y'all, your car starts being a little funny.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. My hair started falling out, everything. I went to the not pediatrician, my primary care, and then I went to the dermatologist. They were like, clinically, nothing's wrong with you. I ran tests. Now I'm in the point that I have health events, and I'm using hundreds and thousands of dollars in prescriptions and doctor's appointments, basically juicing up the deductible, like paying down the deductible because I'm at the doctor all the time.
Right.
And everybody's saying your stuff is above normal. It's this. Everything's great. I don't know why that's happening to you. And finally, I love that the primary and the dermatologist said, we can't help you. You already work at a pharmacy. We can give you refills on betamethasone, all of these steroids. And I'm pouring basically liquid steroids on my skin that is burning alcohol-based things because I was trying to fix my skin. And they told me that they couldn't help me, which I appreciate that honesty, because if they didn't say that, I wouldn't have cracked open those books, changed my major in college to learn more about skincare, ingredients, all of those kinds of things. So that was where the journey started. Is yeah, I went to the pediatrician. Yeah, I went to not pediatrician.
I
I
know.
just have kids now, so I
I
always
know.
say
It's all
pediatrician. I
top of
don't
your
go to
head.
the doctor. Um, I went to my primary care. I went to the dermatologist. That's what, it's good to get labs and stuff ran. But then that's when I realized something was missing. And when I stumbled upon lavender oil, this holistic world and wellness world I didn't know existed, I was like, how in the world legally can they put these things in our products? How can they legally put these chemicals in our food? This is outrageous. And then when I just started eating more from the ground, so I kind of went more to the vegan vegetarian side, and then I started doing more natural. I'm like, okay, I feel better, I have more energy. 6 weeks later, just using lavender oil and doing my from the kitchen skincare, then my skin started healing up, and I didn't have the scars because my skin was raw, y'all. I'm just being real. It was raw. Water burned my skin. Makeup can't cover that up. I don't care what anybody says. You can cake it on, but the texture of my skin looked like sandpaper.
Mm.
I had wounds. I had sores on my body. And so I'm just going to urge you guys. It's like, look at your ingredients. If something's off, I'm not telling you not to go to the doctor. I'm not an extremist. Get your resources, get your tools. But when something's not clicking, start looking at your food, your water, and how you feel and treat yourself. When you and that was the real part of the skin and hair, is how I felt and how I treated myself.
Yes, that's a common denominator. I think we have a comment from Zen Chica K. It says, why do we normalize? Why is that normalized? We are working ourselves into the ground. It just connects to what you just said, and that you got to check in with yourself. We should not be normalizing being workhorses and, just driving ourselves in the ground for a paycheck. It's so funny. I was talking to somebody the other day about work, and they were like, take care of yourself, because although you feel the pressure and it's good to be someone who cares about what their work product, but at the end of the day, the company will not fall and die if you fall and die. So you need to be we need to be mindful of that. And I think every guest that comes on here in their own way says the same thing, is that it really is a reality check about you are the only thing that you're 100% in control of. Like the 100% have control over, but you put energy everywhere else and then let that dictate how you treat the one thing that you're 100% responsible for. It's ridiculous. We got to do better. But, it's day by day. It's a part of like how you grow up, what we're taught, some of the social things that are ingrained in our head. It's going to take us time to reprogram ourselves. But that's why I keep bringing people like you onto the show so that you can help me and my viewers start to, for real, turn the dial on how we're treating ourselves. So let's talk about that a little bit. So products. So you said you went through the process of learning more about the ingredients that are in products that you use and understanding one, that was a factor, but also how you were treating yourself, stress and all of that. I want to pivot a little bit to the products and talk about Wildling Botanical, Wildling Herb. Like, what did that journey look like? Because I'm like, you went from a professional pharmaceutical, so that was your brand. Like, you are that part of the world. You were that, and then you went all the way over here and said, like, that's not like a skip and a jump. Like, that had to be a process. So tell us a little bit about that process.
So basically, the process it wasn't overnight. So I purchased lavender oil. I actually bought it from Vitacost.com. So I'm going to give them a shout out. I got it from Vitacost.com. I didn't know what I was really purchasing. It worked. And then I started just getting more curious. I was like, well, it's natural. So if I'm buying all these things, maybe I should start trying to garden some of these things. So that's like '09, my health event. And then by 2014, I was like, maybe I should just try to garden, but I can kill a cactus at that time. So I was like, okay. So I got a tower garden by Juice Plus. It's hydroponics. And they just said that you pour the nutrients in, put the seeds in, and it works. So I got into that. But then 2 months after that, I was like, I think I can make my own nutrients. I don't know. I did some research. So then I made my own nutrients for the plants. And I noticed that my plants were 7 times bigger than the ones they were advertising with this stuff. So it was a journey. I just kept growing my curiosity. I would see plants in the yard and I'm like, man, they smell good. What is that? Mm-hmm. So I bought a book. And then I start seeing, or I would ask the old school people. I love older people because they got that knowledge. Yeah. They're like, oh, that's such and such, or this is how you do it. So I just started being a self-taught herbalist. I started looking at the YouTube videos. I started looking at the books. If I found an old book at a garage sale, I would buy it. I would read it, highlight it, get my notebook. And it just evolved and evolved. And then I'm like, maybe I should get some land. Maybe I should do this. And each time I upgraded my I guess, farmer mentality from being an urban farmer to just a down home farmer, I was like, I love this. It actually makes me feel good. I know this sounds insane. Like if I'm in the yard for 8 hours, I actually feel great. It's being in the soil. Now I have children and all of those things. It brings me an immense amount of passion and joy. That inside part, y'all, that joy. And then I've always sold my products, Wildling Herbs. I did it kind of as my hobby hustle. And I still continued in the corporate world for a while. I did quit the pharmaceutical, and then I started helping other startups and all of that. That's the consulting side. So I was doing it as a manager. I was like, oh, I'm going to still do it. And I'm going to do my passion on the side. But it was a journey. And that's why I say that holistic life, it doesn't happen overnight. Self-care starts with you. My friend Sherry says that all the time. Shout out to Sherry with the therapy bar. Self-care starts with us every single time we wake up, every time that we move and groove. But it is a journey that takes every single day. So my journey started in '09 and we're in 2021. Mm-hmm. Now I have herbs that I sell. I sell teas, tinctures, skincare. I have old yoga clients and nutrition clients that still call me but all of this is a journey. And I just really want to focus on that because I think people get discouraged because it's not working exactly the way they think or how fast they think it should be happening, or they want to do self-care one day a week and you got to do it every day.
It's true.
every day, 15 minutes. 15 minutes for you. You got to find it.
Yes.
You
I
got to.
agree. And then it looks different for everybody. You have to, one, sometimes if your schedule is packed so full, it's hard for you to see how you can add one more thing. But I promise you, if you just start off just taking those 15 minutes that she's suggesting to just figure out how you can make time for yourself. What are the things? Okay, so I'm thinking about my last couple of guests. I had one guest come on talking about the balls, right? Like in your life, you're juggling all these balls. Some of them are glass and some of them are plastic. The problem is that we think everything is glass. Everything is not glass. Some things are plastic and can drop off of your priority list, at least, or not off, but they can go down to like 20 in ranking. But we put so much pressure on ourselves, like I said, to always produce, always to get things done, always be performing at a certain level. And if we don't, then it's a problem. But that mentality is not serving us at all. The last guest I had, we were talking about making changes on how we treat ourselves, similar to this, but just choosing one. And I'm hoping that my viewers did that because we said just pick one thing that you can incorporate to take care of yourself, one thing at a time. Get that down pat, then add something else. Because, like you said, you started in '09 to get to here in 2021. That's a span of time, but you saw the chunks that kept fueling and feeding the next level of your growth. For order for you to get here, it starts with the one thing. She bought the lavender oil. She used the lavender oil. Then she started to question. It's like one step at a time instead of feeling like, oh, I should be this whole different person tomorrow because I read this article that said that I was supposed to do this. And that's just as bad as doing all the other stuff because it's like you're putting too much pressure. We put too much pressure. It's all or nothing. And it's not, and that instant gratification, that's not how life works. So one thing at a time.
Yeah, and it's not pressure. It should be your passion. You see
Passion.
what I'm saying? Our
Pressure.
passion. People switch the P, switch the P to the other word. Our passion. And I'm very visual, so I'm gonna walk around. So I am actually in an empty building. That's why you hear the echo. I'm very visual. So I'm here and I'm in this building, but it's very hollow. It's very hollow. So you have to be careful over what we surround ourselves by. So I'm gonna hop down because I'm a visual person. So I'm gonna go to this refrigerator, and this refrigerator is basically empty. Now, if you feel empty like this every single day, how are you supposed to function? How are you supposed to function? How are you supposed to move around? How are you supposed to have energy? You got to put some food in your mouth. And then this tenant had all this other stuff. So they got beer in here, condiments they left. Like, that ain't food. That's not going to feed you.
Right.
That's not going to feed you. Being empty, feeling alone, you guys can see that doesn't feed you. So when people keep saying, oh, I don't have time, you have to make time. Because if you're empty, who's going to fill you up? Let's be honest. Not everybody is for us. Not everybody's going to encourage us. So it's not optional not to start with us every morning. It's not optional, because if we don't keep ourselves filled up, we're going to be empty and depleted. And in this world, that is what keeps happening.
Yeah.
We're feeding the machine and the mental stuff that people say we're going to do. But when we need help, are they there? No. So we have to work on us. Mm-hmm. Because every time, like if I'm going to clean this counter, every time I touch something, I'm transferring my energy into something. So if I don't keep myself built up, and then my thing is, even if you put that time into yourself, the people around you benefit. The people around you benefit from that energy. And then they're going to rise up in their own situations. They're going to rise up in their own selves, and they're going to start touching people's lives. But you can't touch people's lives if your life hasn't been touched. Yeah. You just can't do that. I don't mean to preach, but I'm very visual, so I'm always hopping around. And I think that's where we need to get to past the head knowledge to really our heart. What drives you? If you have a business and it's birthed in you, do it. Do it. Why not? I don't care if it's your backyard hustle, your kitchen hustle, your kids hustle, and you helping them. Do what drives you. If you want to be around your kids, set that intention to be around your kids. If you have an intention for your business, reach out to me. I'll give you a consult. I'll help you build something. I'm not going to rake you through the cleaners. If you want to learn how to do plants, reach out. Reach out to people. We're here. I mean, look, Maria, she's here reaching out to me saying, hey, let's collaborate. There's such strength, and when I can keep myself filled up, if she recognizes that, then we share. That's what we need to be doing with every product of our life, business or our product of our children, product of our relationships. It's all related, y'all. It's all related.
And I'm like, you said whole mouthful there. I was like, girl, I'm like about to be like, okay, high five, bro. Because that's the whole reason why I started the platform is because there's always a tendency to shift to negativity or doubt or shame or all those negative feelings. I know me, it took me so long to start the rose color movement because of these same feelings, feeling like an imposter, like why would somebody want to watch me talk about stuff they already talk about every day, or like questioning what my value is. But that's just it. I believe wholeheartedly in my soul, and I pour into people all the time and say, we all were uniquely made for a reason. There is a purpose that we have to impact this world, whether it be through the kitchen, through herbs, through consulting, through connecting people, whatever it is, there is a purpose. And you find your purpose and feel confident in it, because I'm going to tell you, it's nothing like just your story and the people that I bring on. When you step into that realm of your purpose, you feel the wind. I don't want to say wind beneath my wings, but you feel that wind shift like pushes you in that direction. And it's a little, even though it's not easy, you still have to do work. You feel like the current is moving with you as opposed to against you. And I'm like, I want everybody to figure that out. I want everybody to find that space that's for them to exist in. Forget what somebody else said, forget what somebody else told you or you heard, but be comfortable in the fact that if I made it here, let me tell you, that movie, I Can't Wrinkle in Time. And it's
Right.
in the movie where Oprah tells her, all she was like, I don't feel like she was important. I don't know, I'm not quoting exactly, but she said, do you know all the things that had to come together for you to be created? That there, don't downplay the fact that you're here, because all those things had to come together for you to be made. So that was already placing a spot for you in this world. Don't deny that. I'm like, no matter what you did yesterday, tomorrow is another day. Always try to move forward and take the opportunities when you feel the energy connection. Like I said, it's just the connection between you. And when we were talking, I was like, I just love when I connect with people. And it's just like, I feel like we've been best friends since forever because we connect. Understand those people who you feel that energy with. And like she said, everybody don't have to, that could be
Not
family.
everybody's going to be for you.
Mm-mm.
Let's just be for real. And when I started my business and I moved out of building other people's dreams and building other people's 6 and 7 figure businesses, y'all, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that for myself, my kids, my legacy, my stuff. And when I shifted that focus, my friend told me, Teddy, she's my kid's godmother. She told me, she says, you don't need everybody to buy into what you're doing. She says, you only need a handful of people that buy into what you're doing. And then they will go tell someone. She's like, that power of one. Christine Norris said the same thing. Apostle of Grace, it's like that's what people call it. And I'm like, she even said that power of one. She says, you're going to touch one person's life and they're going to run off and do it. And that is how my business has grown, y'all. Because I keep my cup full. And then I don't think about when I go on social media how many hundreds and thousands I can touch. I think about that one person that didn't know about self-care. I did a self-care challenge in August, and a mother of 5 children said that she's never even heard of self-care before.
Mm.
And she's 38 years old.
Right.
So it was that power of one, and she bought into what I was doing. She connected to me, and then she ran off and told others. That one person. So I don't do this because I'm like, oh, millions and thousands, and I'm gonna be a billionaire, la la la, tomorrow. I
Right.
do it because that one person that touched the light, same like that oil touched me. And people that touch my life and send me cards saying, thank you. I no longer have to go to the dermatologist. Thank you, because now I can grow my own food. I always wanted to do that, especially now when people are feeling like, they're like, I looked at your videos. Thank you. That one person, that immensely touches my life. So when you're connecting with me, and I always see your passion, I watch the rose color move. You are doing it because you never know, that one guest that you may bring on, they may have been feeling discouraged in their business. And you give them a platform saying, I hear you. I know what you're doing. And that validates that they're like, I got to keep moving. I got to keep pushing.
Yep.
But not everybody's going to buy into your stuff, y'all. That was a long way of saying it. Not everybody's going to buy in, but you're not for everybody. What you're doing ain't for everybody. Not
Okay.
everybody's going to be for you. So don't get caught up in the likes and the shares and the comments. Think about that one person that's going to be touched and how they're going to be able to touch others. And that's what keeps you going. That's what keeps you going, y'all.
It definitely is. I had to take, that was the thing that got me over it. I actually saw a t-shirt. You know how you see on social media a little advertisement, it was a t-shirt, I'm not for everybody. And I was like, you know what? Because I'm definitely not. I am into personality. I'm a big eclectic. I'm all over the place. Like I like everything. I can be friends with anybody. Like I'm not siloed into just, oh, this is my clique or this. I'm like, I love people all across the board. And I know that it's sometimes hard for people to understand where I'm coming from because I'm a little different. And that's fine. I had to be like, but you know what? All the things that make me different is actually the things that I love about myself. The things that I can connect and be friends with people of all different walks of life. I love that. I love that I can like have those exchanges and learn and have that energy exchange with people that are different from me, that look different, live different. I love that. But some people don't understand, and that's fine. But that's what really catapulted me to starting this. Like, I'm just like, I'm not going to look at if 2 people, 3 people, 4 people are watching. I just like that one person that I'm going to impact because that's what drove me to create it in the first place, the connections that I have with people in everyday life. So, girl, you said a whole word times 50 here in these last 15 minutes. And I hope that you guys have been able to grab something from that. But I want to spend a little bit more time specifically talking about, excuse me, about the products that you have to offer. So I know for me, because you can consult me live. We know that I have hair loss from going through chemotherapy, and a lot of it is permanent. I also have issues with skin. Like my skin is so dry. Water, I drink water. My skin, I don't, for some reason, it's so dry now. I have to put like creamy, I use like creamy Vaseline and stuff to try to, so I feel like it just gets ashy. Like I did put lotion on it. People were like, girl, you ashy. I'm like, I swear I put lotion and Vaseline on. So I'm just like, where do I start? So in your products, for me personally, I have some issues with hair. And I don't know that I would like to grow it back. I have hair, but I have patches that didn't grow back. But then also the skin part of it. What were some products that you would suggest I start with?
So even on just in products in general, I steer away from water-based stuff, or not alcohol-based stuff. And then if I do something, I look for a water or something hydrating. But just remember, when you look at any product, the ingredients, the first few ingredients is what probably is 75 to 85% of what it is. Okay. Just being honest, y'all. So with Wildling Botanicals, like the lavender, I really like and love. But then I really got into calendula. Calendula is a very gentle flower. It's yellow. Most people don't know what a calendula flower is. So they may know marigolds. So if you see marigolds or something like that. So they're in the same family. Okay. But they help with redness, inflammation, those kinds of things. And I'm not a doctor, y'all. So don't be like, oh, Jackie's saying it treats inflammation. I didn't say that. I said it supports not having inflamed skin. So right. It helps that with, and it's very gentle. So it's good for all skin types. So people that are like, I get clogged pores, I have acne issues, or I have cystic acne and the pustules, or things like that. It's very soothing. It doesn't burn. It's just a very soothing oil. So I use a lot of calendula in my products. So I have a calendula based facial serum that has avocado oil in it and also sunflower. And I like it because it absorbs really easy and really nicely. So with my facial serum, you only have to use a couple drops and then rub it in. And then you can see how your body absorbs it. And then if you need to add more, you do. So most people, when you get lotion, you're using pumps of lotion. My stuff is very high concentrated, high concentrated. I'm gonna say it 2 times. So do not try to use a whole dropper of my products on your face, or you will be an oil slick because it's very high concentrated. Do not do it. This is not baby oil. And if you guys are using baby oil, I'm not gonna get off on that. Please stop using that because there's 2 ingredients in there that could be causing you having some additional issues. So don't be putting mineral oils on your body.
Oh.
Total side note, petroleums and mineral oils,
Ugh.
they can actually be hormone disruptors and all these other things that people
Really?
don't. Yes. So that's a whole topic. You'll get me on a roll. But if you're using mineral oil or petroleum based products, please stop. I understand that they feel like you feel a little bit more hydrated, but you need to go more to like a calendula oil. In my opinion, some oils that you can actually name. I mean, I don't care if you're rubbing olive oil, just a little bit of it. Get
What
some
about
things that you,
coconut oil?
huh?
What about coconut oil?
Coconut oil, and I use coconut oil and MCT oil kind of on a lower spectrum, but that is not my base oil. That's not what the majority of my ingredients would be.
Okay.
On things like I have a whipped shea butter, so people are like, oh, I use shea butter, I use Vaseline, I use the Vaseline shea butter. So I use shea butter and it's sustainably sourced. I have someone that gets it for me, but I use a lot of calendula infused oils with it. I add aloe vera into my products and a little bit of coconut oil, and it's formulated just right that it has this, I mean, you touch it and it's like butter, just like smooth in. It absorbs easy. It doesn't sit on top of the skin and make you feel oily, like you pick up a glass and you got you're like, oh, the glass is gone. So when I think about dry skin, water, you covered it. Water is the cheapest skincare you got. Drink more water. You will feel better inside and out. You'll be more hydrated. But when you need a little extra, I mean, the facial serums going onto the calendula oil side and stuff could be helpful. If you have itching and dryness and, all the psoriasis, rosacea, everybody's saying all those, terms now, eczema. I always look at calendula based products, things that are very gentle, things that have aloe vera in them. And that's why my facial serum and my whipped shea butter have that.
Okay.
I also have a hair and body oil, and I do body scrubs, and I do scalp scrubs specifically to stimulate the scalp and circulation because, circulation helps growth. Lack of circulation, your hands be cold, your body be cold. So
yeah.
I do those. I have a Lavender Dreams collection, and it's a head to toe. It's hair and body oil. And then I have a scalp scrub that you can use in between shampoo and conditioning to get the, dandruff or dry scalp or things away. And then I have a body scrub as well. So if people are looking for a head to toe collection, I have the Lavender Dreams, Citrus Splendor, and a dash of lemongrass. So you get like my good essential oils in there, things I farm myself, and the formulation for head to toe. So I'm like, those are my products that I do. I'm with a plethora of others. So I'm not gonna be like, and I do this and that and this. And then on the herbal side, I do more teas that help with, like, my son had a lot of allergies, so I'm definitely on more mullein and yarrow and those herbs that support lung and respiratory health, which I think is important as well. And that's with Wildling herbs. But like I say, I do a lot. So when people talk about products, I'm like, we could be here all day. So
I know. Okay. So this is my question. So I see you have the package, like a head to toe package. So if I get the lavender, should you just focus on like using those products, or can you like do them together? So could I get the shea butter, the whipped shea butter, and use that in conjunction with the products that come in the lavender package? I think I'm gonna
get so all of my products, like everything I use, complements each other.
Okay.
So you can be like, oh, I'm just using the whipped shea butter, I don't have to use the other ones. All of my stuff, all of the products complement each other. What I just say is we overly use products because we feel like, just keep your beauty care and stuff simple. So if you're using it, don't be like, well, I'm gonna use my hair and body oil, my whipped shea butter, my facial serum. Like, If you in there like 25, 35 minutes, you got a problem. Scale it back. Scale it back. Scale it back. Because my thing is you can keep it simple. And a lot of the products, like I said, the natural absorption rate, you don't need to use hair oil every single day when it's a good product. You don't have to do a body scrub every single day when it's a good product because it's adding nutrients and vitamins in. So just be looking at what your skin needs. You're
Okay.
like, oh, my skin is looking dry. It needs a little extra. Okay, my hair is looking dry. Maybe I need to give a little extra. But that takes you being conscious of what your body needs. And I did several lives on this, which I didn't realize. People are like, well, what do you mean? You just you always talk about changing our skin care routine or hair care routine, and I don't want to change products. And I'm like, no, just in certain seasons you may be using less.
Yeah.
Like, and it's summer outside, you're not going to be rubbing oils all over yourself. Like, that's crazy. You be cooking yourself like fried chicken or fried eggs or whatever for my vegans and vegetarian people, frying up vegetables, simmering. Like, look at what your body needs. If it's colder, you're going to be putting more things on your skin, right? Because you're like, it's colder, my skin is drier. It needs more. If your body needs less, scale back. Don't be afraid to, you know, look at what your skin needs. I guess that's what I'm
Be
saying.
flexible. Yeah. Be
Yeah,
flexible.
because people are just like, well, I just do this every day. And I'm like, all year round, you just put the same amounts of stuff every day? And I'm
But you
like, your
need,
body may not need that. So you may be wasting your products, which means
yeah.
you're wasting your money. So definitely just pay attention with that. And all of my products can be used in conjunction. If you have issues, I mean, you can IG me on Wildling Botanicals or Wildling Herbs, and I answer pretty quick. You can email me at Jackie at Wildling Botanicals, and
Easy
I
breezy.
will answer your questions. And if I don't have something that I can immediately answer, I will send you a video explaining it about ingredients matter if you want to know more about that, or how to grow your own herbs from your kitchen windowsill. I have little resources for you along the way that I could send over.
I love it. So I'm going to actually order when I get off of here, I'm gonna order the shade, and the lavender kit, and then I'll tell you guys how it worked, uh, and how great it was because I already know. Uh, so
Thank
I,
you.
I put the information below. I don't have everything that she said, but you can find, like if you go to the IG, you can find the connection to everything. I think, or Linktree also has all of the links for all of the things she just mentioned because she just told us she touching a lot of things, so and she could be here forever. So just go to the link tree, go to her IG, and then you'll find connection to all the products and things that she provides. So our time together is dwindling down. And although I could be on here talking to you all day, I know we got other stuff that we need to do.
My self-care. I got to get back to my self-care.
I know, right? So I wanted to give you an opportunity just to sum up, or what are some points that you want, if there's anything you want our viewers to make sure they take from this time we had together.
So I guess I'll start with the skincare, healthcare things. Self-care is the new healthcare. So pick something, that one thing. If you want to work on your mental health, social well-being, spending time with your family, your mental health, choose that thing and do it. Not, tomorrow. Start today, tonight, because the time is now. Keeping your cup full is important. When it comes to your products, like I said, don't be using mineral oil and petroleum based products. And if you don't even hear anything, just look at your products. Start asking yourself, what are those ingredients? Because ingredients do matter. A lot of things that are in our skincare and hair care do affect our health. And if you Google those ingredients, it will tell you online that it does. So be conscious of that. Um, I always go back to the self care, mental health. When you feel poorly about yourself in the inside, it does manifest on the outside. And if you're feeling poorly about the way you look, it reflects on something inside, can be eating away at your self-confidence. So beauty is from the inside out and the outside in. Surround yourself by people that are going to uplift you and encourage you. If you don't have people in your circle, I will be that person in your circle to give you uplifting things. We don't have to settle for trash relationships, trash food, trash whatever, because we are not trash. So so we ain't trash. So if people are trying to put trash in your life, let them hold their own garbage and be a person that you can be what you need for yourself by walking away. I know right now a lot of people are like, well, I don't have anybody else. Let me be that person for you, because the best thing I did was to start walking in the right direction. And now I've been steamrolled with people and encouragement in my life. And
Yeah.
it wouldn't have happened if I was around toxic things.
Yeah.
So always mad love to you guys. Again, I'm Jackie Johnson. Reach out. If you look at Wildling Botanicals Herbs, one of the platforms is going to have my face on it. So you'll know it's me. Wildling Dreams. If you have business and need consulting, you'll see my picture with it, and reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out for resources of any kind, because we are here, like people like Maria, the Rose Color Movement. We're here to give resources, link arms to uplift one another.
Yes, thank you. That's exactly what we're here to do. So I hope you guys have felt encouraged this morning. Again, I'm so grateful that you took time to spend it with us this morning. And I hope that you feel like this was a good decision for your self care. Remember, just pick one thing at a time that you incorporate in your life to do better and be better. I'll continue to keep bringing people to give you those nuggets of information so that you can start pulling. And before you know it, your plate will be full with all of the wonderful things that you need to live your best life. Okay. Not that what we telling you your best life is. Only you can decide what your best life looks like. I'm just trying to give you, like she said, some nuggets, and you pick the ones of the fruit off the tree that actually applies to you, and level up from there. Again, thank you so much, Jackie, for coming on. Jackie's all the way on the other side of the country, and we still were able to connect. So the linking arms does not have to just be local. You can link arms with people who are just like minded and who want to be more of the light in the world. That's what promising light. We want to be more of the light within the darkness for sure. So again, thank you so much. And I just want to let everybody know, quick announcement, there will be no self-care Saturday next weekend because I actually have a procedure coming up that will impact me being able to speak. So I will see you guys the next Saturday with a great guest. We'll be right back to it. Just a little break, a little pause, a little self-care. I got to take care of myself. And then we will be back at it. So I hope that you guys, if you want to rewatch this or any of my other videos, you can find me again on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You like my Facebook page. And you can also, like I said, go back to my Instagram page, all the Rose Color Movement, and find the old Self-Care Saturdays, because all that content does not expire. It all is still relevant. And I look forward to connecting with you. Oh, one more thing. If you or someone you know would be a great guest for the Rose Color Movement, please reach out to me on all those platforms. Send me a message. Tell me, because I would love to bring on more inspiring people. And it just starts with you and I. Like you said, we are the inspiration, just regular people. All right, guys. So have a great Saturday. And as always, be kind to yourself and definitely be kind to others. Until next time, guys. Bye, Jackie.
Bye.
Bye.